What's up, YouTube? It's your boy, it's your homie, FuturisticMike, and I'm back with another BMF video. Now, this is going to be the review and recap for BMF Season 1, Episode 1, titled See It, Touch It, Obtain It. If you're a fan of BMF, hit the like on this video. If you're new to my channel and this is the first time you're finding me, subscribe and turn on those post notifications so when I post videos on BMF, you get them. Man, I thought this was a solid first episode, man. I'm happy with what they did with this first one. Seriously, it was a good-ass episode. I'm like, damn, this is about to be a fire-ass series. They left us with a crazy-ass ending, where Terry got shot. But we know he's alive. This is based on true events, and Terry, he ain't dying. So we know that for a fact. BMF follows the story of brothers Demetrius Big Meech Flannery and Terry Southwest T. Flannery from inner city Detroit in the 1980s, who joined forces to create the most prominent drug trafficking organization in the country, known as the Black Mafia Family. The Flannery brothers must balance their desire to grab a slice of the American dream with the desires of what their own parents want for them. Now in episode 1, we see it's 2005 and Big Meech came home from doing a couple years in jail. We see Meech's old neighborhood and we reflect back on how the Black Mafia family started. So I really like how the story started, for real. Now the story rewinds to the BMF brothers as teens. We see them when they're younger and they have a happy family, but they're living in extreme poverty. And they have to share everything, man. Clothing, food, even boiling water for hot baths and stuff. Now Meech, he has his sights on a bigger picture. He meets his boss, Pat, who's one of the biggest drug dealers in the neighborhood, and he drives a Mercedes Benz. He's taking him to the Rock House. Now Terry wants to go, but they won't let him, and Pat reconsiders and he allows him to come with them. And of course, Terry is super happy. Now they had the time of their life and they experience their future, for real, because this is where it all begins. And then we hear the intro with 50 Cent's song Wish Me Luck featuring Snoop Dogg, Moneybagg Yo, and Charlie Wilson, although we only hear 50 Cent's verse in the starting. Now after this, it takes us to the mid-1980s. Now we see Meech and T, and they meet with a rivaling crew. They want a truce because they got some problems with these 12th Street boys. Now Meech's crew wasn't big enough to go to war, at least not yet. And plus, war is bad for business and it brings cops around, and they don't want none of that. He planned the meeting at the stadium, knowing everyone would be searched, so the 12th Street boys won't be strapped. And prior to coming to the meeting, Terry went and got a gun from a guy who smuggled it into the stadium for him. Now, words get real heated with both the crews, and Terry pulled his gun out to back them down. Meech wanted him to get rid of the gun because he said it wasn't needed, and Meech ended up giving them the corners that they wanted. He said they can have that area. Now, later on at home, we see the two brothers, they're kind of going at it over the meeting because Terry brought that gun. Now, Terry wanted them to show more flex, but Meech knew there was another way. He knew that he didn't have to go in there, acting like he was hard and tough and everything to get what he wanted. He proposed that, they work together, and the 12th Street boys weren't really feeling that. Now, we see Meech, he went to go talk to his mentor, who is Pat. I guess Pat learned about them giving up the territory and stuff, and Pat tells Meech not to, give in to threats. He said the game is the game, and if you gotta go to war to protect the corners, then you have no choice. Meech rounded up the crew to show them where they're gonna be slinging at, and the rec center was a dried up location in the 12th Street boys territory they didn't want, so this is where they're about to be. Now Meech goes to see his old coach, Detective Bryant, about the rec center. A woman was very adamant about keeping it clear of drugs, and Meech used the cop to threaten the woman to step out the way, pretty much. We see that Meech is doing all this because he's eager to get his family out of poverty. They're not living very good at all. He quickly rose from a corner boy to a mid-level player, but his sights are on something more. He wants to be more than a boss. He wants to be a king. And his younger brother Terry is considered the golden child, according to his parents. But they have no idea what's going on with the two brothers. I mean, they know some of it, but not all of it. They have no idea Terry is a crack dealer. They think he's all smart, he's keeping his head in the books and everything, but they have no idea what he's up to. Charles and Lucille are Meech and Terry's parents, and there's some God-fearing parents struggling to keep their family afloat. They're trying to do whatever they got to do, and Lucille finds a gun in their house and assumes it's Meech's and blames him for it, but it's Terry's. And Charles kicks Meech out of the house. The pistol was Terry's, like I said, but Meech covered for him and said it was his. Charles works 2 jobs, and he's prideful, and he doesn't want to take no money from his drug-dealing son. But, Lucille hid the fact that their house was in foreclosure, and Meech brought it up. Meech said something about the past due bills to his father, and he offered him money. Charles denied the money, and Meech raised his fist at his father, and Charles grabbed Meech and choked him. He said, "If you ever raise your fist at me like that again, I'm gonna treat you like someone on the streets." But Meech storms out the house, and he went to his girlfriend's house, Monique. Now we learn about this dude named Lamar, and he's a thug who recently ran things, and he returned to the neighborhood after doing some time in a mental hospital. He was locked up in this facility instead of going to prison where he really belonged, I guess, for the stuff he did. And I guess he was a legend in his own time and a killer and stuff. And Lamar has a kid with Monique, and he popped up on her while Meech was there. And, she kicked him out and everything. She sent him away, but he sat outside in his car watching the house. When Meech left the house, Lamar saw him, and he rolled up on him. He almost hit him and stuff. And he told Meech to stay away from Monique. He said, "Next time you won't miss." And not only does Lamar find out that Meech is messing with his baby mama, he finds out that Meech and his crew has taken over the crack trade that he left 2 years ago. He sees that Meech and everybody is doing it, and he's trying to turn things back to the way they used to be by any means necessary, which puts him and Meech on a collision course. It seems like Lamar is definitely about to be a problem for Big Meech and Terry and everybody else. We see that Meech runs his stuff like a business, and without all the workers, it really can't go on. He's selling his stuff for $50 a piece, but it's too expensive for the fiends and stuff. They go elsewhere to buy. And Kato, she improvises to discount the drug in order to move the product where sales are slow. She gets yelled at for doing this though. Big Meech and Terry, they're there, and Meech has something to say. Kato did have a good idea though, so we see the crew cooking some stuff up to make a potent next batch. And once they do this, their plan seems to work. Now, Pat throws a big party later on, and we see the Black Mafia family crew come in. They're looking real fly. They got their suits on and everything. It's a straight party. The 12th Street Boys, he tried to bring Lamar into his crew, but, Lamar's a loner, and he's pretty mad at Big Meech. He doesn't want to focus on nothing but Big Meech. He's mad as hell at him right now. We see Terry had some words with some dudes from school and stuff, and Meech backed them off pretty quick. And T met Markeisha for the first time. And this is Lala Anthony's character, and they lock eyes a little bit. Now, the Flannery brothers had to go meet with Pat to talk about re-upping. And Pat thought they were moving too fast. He said to slow down. And the BMF brothers didn't think they were moving fast enough. They wanted to buy more. And he told them for real to slow down. And he said, think of me as God, and God wouldn't give you more than you can handle. So he really thinks they're moving too fast. He thinks they need to slow down so the heat is off of them, so the cops won't be involved. But Meech, he's tired of crawling, man. He's ready to run. He wants to do things big in his way. He's always thinking 3 moves ahead. He said instead of aiming for being bosses in the dope game, he convinces Terry that they can be kings of Detroit. They're inspired by their motto and by the episode title, See It, Touch It, Obtain It. They want everything. Now, we see T gets a page, and LaWanda gives birth to her and Terry's son, and the whole family showed up, man. It was a good moment. It was just great seeing the whole family there for the baby and stuff. Now, 2 days later, T was late to attend a meeting with Meech for new business, but before he could leave, somebody walked up to T and shot him in the face. And we see T on the ground bleeding out and stuff. and that's how the episode ended. But we know he's not dead. This first episode was crazy, man. I cannot wait until episode 2. This show right here is fire. I already knew it was going to be fire. 50 Cent's been talking about it for the longest. But it finally premiered, and I'm like, damn, I can't wait for the next episode. But what did you guys think? Comment your thoughts down below. I'll give this episode a 9 out of 10. What are your theories, thoughts, predictions, and everything else? Keep supporting your boy, and I'll be continuing to bring y'all BMF content in the future. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe, and smash that notification bell so you can never miss a video. If you guys want to donate to the channel, I got links below to the PayPal and Cash App accounts. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me get out of here, y'all. It's your boy, FuturisticMike, and I'll talk to you on the next one. I'm out. Peace.